alaikum. I welcome you all to this brief session regarding configuring DNS server by the implementation of Bind on Linux-based system. First of all, we're going to talk about key basics of DNS, Bind, DNS caching, what exactly are these and how do they work, and then configuration steps which will proceed by the help of commands in the terminal of your Linux software. What exactly is DNS? DNS is a domain name source, and DNS server is a computer or machine which corresponds to the IP address of the requested web page via web browser to the system. You see, in a layman term, this language is understood by humans, this language is understood by computers. DNS server corresponds to this message. It forwards this message to the computer accessing this website. It's a two-way method. We can access this website either through this address or through this address. Now, DNS based system is a hierarchical system starting from root system all the way along to the authoritative local system. It has something to do with the hierarchy of the system as well, because there are lots and lots of systems in the world. DNS and Bind. What exactly is Bind? Bind is Berkeley Internet Name Daemon. Name, as we can see, this is the software which is used to standardly punch an IP address into a domain name or name of the website. In other words, in layman language, Bind is used to punch the address to a website's name. Daemon, D, it corresponds to the root. DNS and Bind both work together in the sense Bind is a standardized software for implementing DNS. DNS caching, it corresponds to the cache memory, helps in the reduction of query time. So you see, for the very first time we sent a query to a system, it has to travel all the way along through the hierarchical process to access the address of this website and comes back to our PC. What if our cache, DNS has the ability to cache the query? It won't require the query to go back all the way along to the hierarchical process, except this will help us to retrieve this address in a single step through its own cache memory. This process is known as DNS caching. It helps in the reduction of queuing time of accessing a web page. Now, steps of DNS configuration. For the very first time, you have to install Bind software. For this, you need to do this orange colored terminal. You enter this command in your terminal, and you'll be able to install Bind. And this, by the way, this whole method of orange command we will follow throughout the whole session. Now, these are three basic commands for starting, restarting, and stopping. Of course, once you install the Bind, you don't want to install it again in order to start, restart, and stop. Once you install it, use this command to start, restart, and stop your Bind. File editing, it's one of the most important work. In fact, all of the task is file editing. We'll use the third method. You can do a graphical method or via an editor. You need to download the editor, or you can use this command file path location, and we'll use this method since it's an appreciative one from the terminal point of view. You need to configure the internet address of your own server, of your own system, to which you want to configure the domain name of a website. Use ifconfig command. Simply enter ifconfig to the terminal of a Linux, and you'll get the internet address. Note it down because we're going to use it time and again. Now, number 2, you have to edit this file. Enter this command. Once you enter the command in etcbindname.conf, this is the file which needs to be uncommented. Right from here, you uncomment the slashes and enter the local, the present address, IP address of your domain, and edit 53OA since it's a reserved port. DNS, you see, DNS is the application, and it has a reserved port in all systems, which is 53. And 10 or 11 or 13, yet again, like I said before, note down the address. You have to place it over here. It's going to be used again and again. Now, edit name.conf.local file. This is another file which needs to be configured. It helps in configuring or editing zones. Now, what exactly is zone and zone file? Like we said before, it's a hierarchical system. Zone has a property of holding the address of the host. That's what exactly it does in its zone file. This is a forward lookup zone file. This is a backward lookup zone file. Forward lookup zone file is used to enter the web page through this address. Reverse lookup zone file is used to enter the web page through its IP address. You see, forward lookup zone file has its own syntax. What I suggest, just copy paste a sample zone file from internet, and you need to manipulate, you need to edit the zone file right according to your demand. For example, web name, type master, and all along to the file path. Edit, bind, zone. Zone is the place where you want your file name to be, file location to be stored, and preceded by DB, stands for database. This is a bit of syntax. In the same way, you need to now keep pay attention. Creating a reverse zone file is a bit tricky. All you've got to do is to reverse the manner of the starting 10.11 to 11.10 in my case addresses over here. Rest 0 in the starting .in.awr arpa is a syntax which is needed to be followed, and then we got to reverse .rev dot over here. Rest copy and paste. Now make a directory, use mkdir. Now we are making zone directory over here. Now make the authoritative name server. Go to the terminal, yet again use enter this orange name command. You will enter a blank page. All you've got to do, yet again, go to the internet and copy and paste a sample domain name descriptive zone file. This is a file in the zone file which corresponds to refresh entry expire times in seconds over here. This is a serial number which could be date or anything. It's up to you. It's an arbitrary number, could be chosen every single time your page gets refreshed. This number is incremented. Then abcd.ccn, this is the name of server I want to configure. INNS, NN stands for name service, name server. abcd.dccn, I'm not adding any sort of a further hierarchical relationship over here. This is my address and this is my name server. Now, yet again, this is how you make the reverse lookup file. Continued on the same thing. Now, number 6, you have to restart your bind. Enter this command, your bind restarts, because every single time you edit this file, you need to restart your bind. All you've got to do is to check whether the system works or not. Host abcd.com or .dccn in my case. Sorry, this is a mistake over here. All you've got to do is check whether the IP address 10.12 or 13 or 14 is in response. This shows, if it is the answer, it shows that your domain name has been configured. abc.dccn.com has been configured to this IP address. Congratulations, you've done your task in 6 or 7 simple steps. I hope I wish this session was informative for you, and it's been enjoyable for me. Take good care of yourself. Thank you very much. Khuda Hafiz.